This is not the first conference we have in this hotel.
네네.
It's already the fourth or the fifth. I don't even remember anymore.
Fourth.
The fourth. Right? So we thought it will be very routine and very normal and business as usual. But then there are a few things that changed. First of all, we had actually a fire in our Moemchip building, and the fire destroyed some of our translation booths, but we were not aware of the damage that much. We thought we could save them before the conference, but when we started to take the parts out, we realized there was not only fire damage, but there were also too wet, and there was mold on the wood parts, so we could not save them, and there was not enough time to build new ones. So we had to improvise with the translation booth. And there's also in this conference hall there are different areas. Some have a carpet, and it's not so healthy to actually be there. And our translators, most of them, they have health problems. They are very sensitive. So that is something I realized only a short time before the conference. So we realized we have to set up the translation places where there's no carpet, actually. So, but that is something we know now for the future. We have to be more careful, especially because of the new direction in the Moem. The health message is composed by the drinking, and also air is important, water and air. And we haven't been so aware of these components of the health message until recently. Recently we talk more about clean air too.
맞아요. 네.
And the more we talk about, the more we realize how much we suffer from bad air too ourselves. So the practical application of this knowledge is that we have to take care of our translators and of ourselves, and have to think more carefully what we do and how we do it. So we also made the decision that even the old translation booths, they were not perfect, but we have to replace them because we used some wood, and the wood, when we put it in the basement for 1 year, is not good storage. So we realized we have to find a better solution for the future. This is one point for the translation. And then also we bought a new translation system for transmitting the different languages to people. We bought a lot of receivers, new receivers. That was something we struggling for many years already, because our translation was actually not bad, but then the transfer or the transmission of the translation to the listeners was not so perfect. We had always problems, and now we made a big investment to buy new receivers, and this is the first conference we use them. Those technical things, they are actually not the main purpose of our meeting or of our conference, but they are still very important, because when listeners, they are uncomfortable and they don't hear well, they get tired and they cannot follow the message. So it is not the main point, but it's still very important, and then we have to provide, as TWF, we have to provide the technical backup that nobody suffers from those little things, actually. That is one important task we have to actually perform. Yeah.
I heard the tour guide.
Yeah, we have a tour guide system now. Of course there are even better systems, but they are so expensive. So we have to find a good compromise, and we tested a lot, and then now we came up with the tour guide system. But we still have to be more experienced. We have to learn more how to how to use them more successfully. But we think we made a step in the right direction now for the technical solution of the problem we had before. Yeah, that is one out of the two main points for our technical support. Otherwise, we have support from TWF in New York. The technician comes here, and we have a new person. His name is Jinsok.
Yeah, 맞아요.
He used to work in Ansong
네,
in the studio.
네.
So right now we have enough experienced people and a good manpower actually to do a good job.
Work together?
Yeah.
Oh, in ELC?
Yeah, Jinsok is not an employee yet, but we hope he can work in the future at
I
TWF.
hope so too.
Yeah. He would be really good. He's young, and we need also young people that kind of can take over the next years, or can be active in the next years to come. Yeah.
This year, Russian.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
We always had some contact to the Russian group. It's actually not from Russia; they're from Belarus.
네.
It's between Poland and Russia. It's the country, and there's actually the people think this is the last dictatorship in Europe, because there's a president he's in power for a long time. His name is Lukashenko, and so for the Belarus people, it's not that easy to come out and to get visa, because all the other European countries they don't like Belarus and Lukashenko, because he's a very restrictive, basically dictator. But that's a political point we don't actually want to talk about, so maybe you should not put it in the world story, because we want to get the politics out. But just as a background information, it's not easy for them. Their income is very low. Some of them are old, they are actually retired people. They can hardly buy the food for themselves and pay for the rent. So whenever they want to move and want to come, they need our support. We have to provide a budget for them, so they can apply for the visa, or they can come here, and they cannot pay the conference fee. This would be so much for them. But our fellowship here in Germany, we all agree that we have to support, and we are very happy to support them. Even though we don't have very close contact with them, they are still faithful brothers and sisters, just a few of them, but they are still always very happy to come and to see us. And so that is something we sometimes forget, because we are so busy with so many things. But those people, they are very precious for us, and we have to still remember them and help them. For instance, one of the older ladies, her name is Raisa, she finally managed to bring her son. And her son, we got to know now a little. He is a very nice man. And I was so happy that she was able to bring him. He's here the first time. And I'm pretty sure when he returns, we have a responsibility for the future. If he's not saved yet, we have to attend him, and we have to take care of him. And if he will be saved, we don't know. Then too we have to take care of them, and we carry this responsibility. So, yeah, this is quite a big group that came from Belarus. 7 people, which is. It sounds like not a big number, but it is significant. It's still significant. And then there's another group from Poland, the Vietnamese people, and one Polish man who's married to a Vietnamese sister. And this is also a group that continuously comes, and they make a commitment. They actually pay for the fee, and they're not. Actually, they have also a hard time financially, but they take pride in taking care of that themselves. That's quite remarkable too, because normally Vietnamese people, they work hard and they want to save as much money and keep it for the future. They all have a very hard life. They work hard in Poland to make a living and to survive. And so there are also a few faithful people from Warsaw. So we're also very happy that they came again this year. Yeah. Donna, do you have to say something about those two groups?
So I did talk about that
Belarus.
several years ago they didn't, several years past that they didn't came.
For the Belarus people, for the last years they could not actually come. For several reasons. One of the main reasons is if we don't have a translator for them, then they cannot come. We have two people that can translate. They come from Belarus directly. But if they cannot come, the others, it would be really difficult to find a Russian translator here in Germany. They are all Russian people, but we did in the past, sometimes we hired, strangers, but we never knew what they would translate and how they understand the message. So we realized we cannot actually do this. There has to be a person who knows our message. And but now both translators came, and that's very good for the Belarus people.
Andrei Sarko
and Andrei Stepanenko.
Same name.
Yeah, the first name is the same.
First name is same.
Yeah, and then the family name is different. Yeah. Yeah, in Europe you say the first name first, the family name as second. Yeah.
I sometimes confused
because I know. Okay. Yeah, and since Doma came in, I have to say Doma was very, very busy doing the translation. Maybe he can talk about this, because he has to prepare translation for the afternoon sermon. I think he should talk about this. Die nehmen es auf übrigens.
Okay. In English.
Yeah, you can say in Korean. Actually. This is easier for them.
편하신데.
Okay, but translate it anyway the same problem. Okay, I have to do anyway. Maybe I don't know what other do only translation work. Okay, I see some Spanish and they do only translation work. But okay, beside other work, we have to do translation not only forum, also sermon.
Weekly sermon.
Weekly sermon.
Yeah.
So, but I even couldn't finish one sermon in a week. But now we have forum. So, but this was also the reason why the others started to help.
Other people
voluntarily.
In German?
Yeah, in Germany.
So if you ask someone, okay, I will do that, I cannot do, and then cancel it, then in the next day you have to finish the next sermon. So it's not easy, but we have some who are helping regularly. So I let them to help in translate in forum, because forum is the current message, we have new speakers, and you must be get familiar with how people speak, right? So I let them speak, translate all the forum too, and I try to do this to translate sermons, but I have to do also to do sometimes the forum. Otherwise, I will get.
It will be not done.
I will lose the how do you say?
The support from.
I will not follow the.
Yourself have to do it.
Yes, I have to do that. Because through translation, you analyze a lot. We have to check it somewhere too, how it's in the Bible and so on. It helps me too. So, yes, translation. I think not only because in my personal motivation is not only for the German speaking, not just the German speaking. I see how my wife feel not, not to be part of the fellowship because she doesn't receive the sermon. Even I realized even if the announcement is not translated, nobody translate, then people sit there and then they feel not part of this.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why I started to also translate as much as possible. To translate also announcement, even people don't listen to it. Right.
Nobody listen.
Yeah. But somehow they listen to it. If there's not, then you feel not be taken care of. Right.
The language problem is really a big task we have to tackle. As a foreigner, I have to confirm that if you don't get the full translation, you feel a little left behind. You need to get all the information, and then if things start just being in Korean, and then after 2-3 minutes you lose interest and then you go, right? So it is really vital outside Korea that enough people are able to translate, because even in my case, I'm married to a Korean wife, but I didn't master the Korean language. I still in Germany all the time. I stay in Germany all the time, and I never really learned the language. I mean Korean, right? So at the beginning, Koreans thought maybe they have to learn Korean to understand the fellowship, but it's not that easy. Nowadays, the fellowship spreads out to many other countries, and I think the number of brothers and sisters outside is growing, actually, outside Korea. And the Koreans, or the local Mohims, they must realize how important it actually is in order to have fellowship with them together. They have the same heart. Even the people from Belarus, the harmonists, they've been saved like many years ago, and then they don't have a lot of contact. But when you talk about basics about the Bible, their eyes start to shine, and they enjoy it so much, and you can see they are actually my sister or my brother. And then you really feel like, okay, for my siblings, I have to take care of them. I feel the responsibility and also the joy of having fellowship with them. Because we don't live for ourselves or for our own. We only the biggest joy is actually when we can share the love to each other. And there's not much we have to do actually. We don't have to be very abstract about sharing this love. Sharing this love is just being part of the fellowship and having the same thoughts and the same sorrows, and just share share the life together, actually, the life and the fellowship. And we have all the same base. This is actually an experience. Maybe some of the sisters and brothers in Korea, they don't realize it that much because they are all among Koreans. But it's amazing to see, different nationalities, different skin colors, how we are all united by the same faith. Even though if the degree of faith or big and small faith might be different, but at the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters, and it's very joyful to experience this. Right? That is also our main reward when we work at TWF, I would say. Sometimes it's hard and you're desperate or frustrated or whatever, but meeting the people around you, and even simple people, and sharing the same salvation, basically, and the same truth in the Bible, that is a very big reward, I would say, or the biggest reward we can have, right? Ask more questions.
한국말로 해도 돼요. 아까 이거 준비사항 여쭤봤는데 그 통역 부스 설치한 거랑 그리고 그거 통역 장비 바뀐 거 두 가지 얘기해 주셨거든요. 그러고 나서
Übersetzung Kabinen und dann System gesprochen. Ne?
Ja.
네, 네. 근데 그거 외에 또 막 와이파이 같은 것도 대강당에서 안 터졌었는데 그것도 되게 됐고 되게 좋아졌다고 들었어요. 그런.
Gut, dann ist Wi-Fi da auch eingesetzt und das ganze System jetzt insgesamt besser geworden ist.
Actually, it was not easy for our Düsseldorf fellowship to make the decision to invest so much money in translation, transmitters and receivers and things like this. But the more we talked about it and the more the Germans complained about it, the Koreans realized, okay, they have to do some investment and they have to spend some money. And I think at the end everybody is happy. The Germans are happy because the quality of translation is better, they can follow the message better. And then the Koreans, I think they should be also happy that the Germans are happy. Yeah, because like I said, we have to make sure that the language is not a problem. We have to overcome this problem. Right? Yeah.
그리고 이번에 연휴가 직전까지 있어서 좀 준비하는데 어렵지는 않으셨는지.
연휴
그러니까 화요일
예.
여기 시작 전부터 그 부활절 연휴가 직전까지 있었잖아요. 그래서 뭐 문도 안 열어주고 막 그런
Sehr
게 있었는데.
gleich kurz nach den Feiertagen hat das angefangen, die Konferenz.
Ja.
So, und dann sind eigentlich Feiertage, gibt es da keine Probleme zur Vorbereitung der Konferenz.
Ja.
Muss man vorher alles gemacht, ne?
Ja.
그래서 그러니까 바로 이제 끝나고 나서 바로 그 다음 날에 이게 뭐 설치하고
바로 시작.
Da muss man am ersten Tag der Konferenz aufbauen. Ich denke, dass keine Schwierigkeiten gibt.
It is manageable. It's not a big problem. It's a little more problem, but we know how to handle it. I think we are very happy that we have this hotel. This is close to Düsseldorf, and the hotel staff, they really like us, and we like them. We actually developed a very nice and friendly relationship to each other. That is kind of exceptional. We had different hotels before, and we never had a big problem in hotels, but the people here, they really like us very much. I don't know why. We actually a kind of chaotic group, not so well organized compared to others, but I think they like our family type of meeting. They realize that we work together as a team, and similar like the Bible said, when Jesus said, if you love each other, other people will know that you are my disciples. I mean, they are not aware that this is the reason, because we share the same faith, but they can realize we are a special group of people. And they say this, that we are very special for them, and they enjoy it, actually, the hotel staff, the management, and even each worker in the hotel. We have a very good relation to them, which is really good. Yeah. So because of this, the holidays or other problems we have, we can always find a solution together with the hotel, and so we can actually. There's never a big problem for us here in this hotel. I mean, I suggest that you also do an interview with some of the people who worked in the kitchen from our moin. Did you do this already?
키친팀 했어요.
Yeah, kitchen team. Because they have really very hard time. They started very early, several weeks before to do the planning and then the buying and also getting the ingredients and all those things. I think they have the hardest job. Dongha with the translation and the kitchen team, I would say. Yeah.
네, 그래서 청년들이 되게 많이 도와줘서 고마웠다고.
Sehr viel geholfen.
Ja.
Junge Leute.
Ja.
Sehr viel geholfen.
Yeah, at the moment, the Düsseldorf Moim has a lot of young people from Korea. Yeah, people who want to do something in Germany. They want to study or do an apprenticeship or something. And those young people, they're actually very helpful. When they come together, and when they start working, it's really good. Yeah. It's an how to say, a gain for the fellowship in Düsseldorf that we have so many young people now. You can tell the difference. Yeah. During the year, they don't come all out at the same time, and sometimes they have some slow meetings, but when we have big events, they all come and they have, it's really nice. Yeah. That's right? Or not completely? Or
그러니까
No, I
most of the time.
I agree. Yes.
Most of the time. Yeah. Nobody is perfect. Yeah.
아 그리고 이 방에서 통역 이렇게 내 언어 하는 거에 대해서는 좀 염려가 있으셨을 것 같은데 왜냐면 부스가
Ich habe keine
없잖아요.
Sorge gehabt, hier Übersetzung zu machen in mehreren Sprachen. Ja, gibt es keine Übersetzungskabine?
Ja. Na hier, wir hätten hier sowieso keine Übersetzungskabine aufbauen können eigentlich. Ne? Aber wir haben uns schon...
English.
Yeah. We couldn't set up a translation booth in this two parallel, right? Even if we would have enough for the main hall, here we would have to have this, translation corners, and we were worried about that, but I realized it is not impossible. It works. It's not perfect, but it works, and everybody's happy that they can participate together in a group. It's actually better than having small groups in small rooms. It's really nice to be together and to study the Bible together. Yeah. I think, when the conference is over, we still have the whole year to have small group meetings and to talk to the people individually. But the conference is actually an opportunity to be all together. Even with the guests, it's nice to have one big group. Even if the language sometimes it's a little disturbing, but not that much, we can handle it actually. I was surprised. I realized how good it is to be in one big group. Not to split the people, because then their experience is also smaller, because the group is smaller. If the group is bigger, and the fellowship, even among guests, or there are the brothers who bring the guests, they are here too, and I think the experience for the guests is more intense when they see the whole bigger fellowship. Yeah. Actually, at the beginning, when we started the conference, we discussed how we should handle the guests, and then there was some thought maybe to have a special program in the morning and the afternoon and evening, but we realized it's not good to separate them from the fellowship. And then we realized our fellowship is a big power, and we should not take this experience away from the guests completely. They should be part of our gathering in order to experience the fellowship. I remember when I was at the first Bible conference, it played a big role for me too, to see the congregation, how they all work together. And I felt that they are very special people, and it convinced me even more that there's something special in the Bible, because I've seen the people who work so closely together to spread the gospel. Yeah. And that's a long time ago, but I think this is still valid today, for the guests that come now. You should ask more questions to them.
그리고 한 가지 더 궁금한 거는
Eins.
같이 드린 질문인데요. 이번에 통역자들이 여러 군데서 필요했잖아요. 근데
braucht ja an verschiedenen Teilen Übersetzer.
근데 그런 수적으로 되게 부족해서 못 가는 포럼 회의에 못 간다든지 그러시더라고요.
Also, weil das fehlte, dann konnte nicht meine auch nicht zum Forum-Meeting gehen, solche Probleme.
근데 그렇게 배치를 해야 되는 건 그런 건 괜찮으셨어요?
Und gab es kein Problem, also übersetzt zur verteilen.
Das musst du gerade beantworten. Ne?
Ähm,
Du kannst es ruhig auf Polnisch
Ja.
machen.
그러니까 이제 포럼 미팅 올 사람들은 포럼을 통역할 사람들이 가야 되거든요.
그렇죠.
들어야 되니까.
네.
그래서 그 사람들 그쪽으로 보내고 또 이제 어차피 지금 여기 저기 우리 뭐 옛날 이제 뭐 EMG라는 The World Forum 이제 The World Forum을 받게 된데 우리 쪽에서는 이제 그 보금적으로 좀 손님들 위주로 많이 좀 일을 하니까
네.
그래서 이제 저는 좀 더 여기에 통역하는데 좀 신경 쓰고 있고
집회 통역에.
네.
네.
그리고 이제 2부 모임 때는 또 하니까 또 식구 이제 여러 사람 이제 어떤 사람 통역할 수 있는데 다른 데 묶여 있어 가지고 못 오는 사람도 있거든요.
네.
그러니까 주일하고 해야 되니까 아니면 여기 해야 되니까 부엌에 뭐 같이 해야 되니까 그래서 그 사람들은 이제 또 2부에 뭐 함께 해가지고 나눠서 이렇게 매일매일 이렇게 나눠서 이렇게 하고 있죠. 네. 그렇게 해서 이제 조금씩이라도 함께 할 수 있게. 근데 통역도 아무리 이제 해봐도 오랫동안 안 하면은 그게 또 잘 안 되는가 봐요. 안 될 수
그래요?
있거든요.
감을.
그렇죠. 왜냐면은 특히 이제 설교 내용 같은 내용이 새로운 게 자꾸 나오는데 오랫동안 안 하면은 이게 그게 맞춰서 또 용어도 찾아야 되거든요. 성경을 보고.
맞아요, 맞아요.
그렇기 때문에 그거를 계속 해야 돼요. 그렇기 때문에 좀 꾸준히 많이 못하더라도 조금씩은 하는 게 좋거든요. 그래서 한동안 안 한 사람은 갑자기 시키면 식구들 이야기해 조금 좀 그렇대요. 잘 못 알아듣겠대요.
그런 게 있고.
네, 그런 거 좀 있긴 있어요. 네. 그래서 뭐 어떻게 될까 했는데 그래도 좀 다른 데 좀 바빠도 같이 조금만 뭐 적어도 2부 모임을 지원하겠다 해가지고 좀 그렇게 좀 문제를 하고 이렇게 됐고.
그럼 총 인원이 얼마나 돼요? 통역자들이 뭐 독일어는 몇 명?
지금 여기서 이제 설교나 포럼이나 뭐 전도 집회가 하는 것은 3명에서 4명.
많지 않네. 딱
예.
한 명씩 들어가는 그런 거네요.
예, 그래서 이제 같이 하기도 하고 뭐 그다음에 설교 말씀까지 여기 와서 하려고 하니까 힘드니까 미리 이제 설교 말씀 받아가지고 미리 좀 준비하고
그쵸. 네,
아니면
설교.
미리 더빙한다든가. 저는 항상 뭐 거의 뭐 미리 못 해가지고 여기 와서 이제 하긴 하는데 그렇게 진행되고 있고 그리고는 이제 뭐 그렇게
Wann darf ich hier saugen? Wie bitte?
Saugen.
Müssen wir heute hier
Ja.
saugen alles.
Ja,
Wir haben da noch ein Gespräch. weil
wir sind bald fertig.
ist bald fertig.
In 5 Minuten.
10 Minuten ist fertig. Also in 5 Minuten.
Ja, in 5 Minuten sind wir fertig, ja.
Vielen Dank. Danke.
Ja. If you wanted to clean the room.
그리고 이거는 마지막으로 드리는 질문인데요. 그러니까 제가 인터뷰 하다 보니까 제일 마음에
Letzte Frage.
꽂혔던 말이 정말 오기 어려운 분들이 오셨고 다시 못 볼 수도 있는 분들이 오셨다는
Leute,
거예요.
die also haben Schwierigkeiten herzukommen, sind gekommen, ja, und es gibt Leute, die man vielleicht nur einmal hier sieht.
그래서 막 수적으로 많고 화려하지 않더라도
Ja. Das ist nicht so wie, dass auch wenn wir nicht viele sind und deshalb nicht so prächtig aussehen,
그 식구들 한 명 한 명의 그 구원받기 원하는
네.
그 마음이 모였구나.
dieser Herz dafür, dass die Menschen hier gerettet werden können.
저는 그거를 올해 제일 느끼고 가거든요.
Das ist, was ich am meisten spüre.
Yeah, yeah. In the past, I always thought about, we are so small and nothing happens in Europe, and in Germany, yes, really very insignificant and all these things. And of course, there are bigger numbers in other countries or continents, but I realized that we should not count the numbers. This is not what is most important. As long as we're ready to do something and to go to other places, there will be always something happening. And even if the outcome is not as big, but one person saved or another person who thinks about the Bible more in the future, you never know what impact it has. Even that the son of Raisa from Belarus is coming now. Raisa. We know Raisa for more than 10 years, and back then we wanted to always invite some people, but it never worked out. But now it works out. So the timing and the numbers is something we cannot influence. It is up to God, and we just have to be ready and do what we can. We have to do our best. And of course, most of the time we don't do our best, but at least we have to really try to do something. Whenever we try to do something together, sooner or later there will be one result. It might be not the result we imagine, but then there is something. There is some outcome. We should never look at the numbers. Yeah, that's my. That's what I realized throughout the years. Yeah. Don't know what to say.
Yes, I think so. Quality is more.
Quality is more important than quantity, but even quality, we cannot make a judgment. What we do seems very imperfect and very ridiculous, but the more ridiculous it is, the better sometimes, right? Because mostly when we do foolish things, it looks foolish, but as long as we do something, there will be something. There will be some result coming out. And we are all not perfect, and we cannot do anything on our own. It is all up to God anyway. And we have to realize that. We have to ask God to prepare the work we just do. I mean, we just do what He prepares for us. Right? It's like in Ephesians, He already made the footsteps for us. We just have to follow the footsteps He made for us. And that is a very important message. Most of the time we don't realize that God already prepared our way. We just have to follow it. Yeah. Yeah.
그리고 그리고는 수양의 소감 한 말씀씩만 부탁드릴게요.
소감 끝나 얘기하는 거 아니에요? Ein Wort zur Konferenz.
이제 끝나면 못 뵐 것 같아가지고 두 분을.
Actually,
Nicht mehr sehen nach der Konferenz.
I want to say we should not talk beautiful words. I'm a little shy, or I hesitate to talk. So it's better just to do quietly what we have to do, and then just talking about the future is really very dangerous. Yeah.
맞아요.
It's of course it's easy to talk nicely, but at the end you just have to do it, right? You have to do whatever you can.
맞아요.
And I
모임 회사 다니면서 진짜 이걸 느꼈어요, 저는.
Moin 회사 다니면서.
이 방금 말씀하신 걸 제일
Das, was ihr
느꼈어요.
gesagt habt, als ich in einer neuen Firma arbeitete, das habe ich auch gespürt.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk, and me too. I talk, but talking is not important. So when we give an interview, we have to be careful. Actually, it's better not to say anything.
맞아.
Just say yes or no, and that's it. Ja.
Okay.
Sag mal was zu der Konferenz, also was du von der Konferenz mitnimmst. Summarize.
Okay, several years we had different groups, 2-3 groups for the Bible seminar for the guests. Okay, now we have this time we do all together, so it's not bad thing. And but I'm very happy that this time we have Belarusian. They come, but not alone with a guest. That makes me happy. In the hope that later we have more than. I feel somehow we have then. We have still contact. Still have connection, and we hope then we can that the Belarusian try to evangelize more people, and that they invite more people, and then so I hope
Yeah.
it's okay.
There's always hope.
그래서
Okay.
네, 일단 그러면 얘기는 여기까지
네.
들을게요.
Okay, then good to see him.
Okay, I hope you make it very short. Don't-
그 내용은 나중에 확인
네.
받을 거고요.
네.
네, 네, 네.
Das werden wir noch einmal bestätigen.
Ah, okay.
그래서 일단 얘기 들려주셔서 감사합니다.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
감사합니다. 책인가요?
네. Ist es von dir?